Kia ora kouspano, Annaliese here. So great to be with you today, bringing you today's midday moment. I'm coming to you from Stanmore Bay with my little bubble, and I'm actually filming from my husband's makeshift home office, which is my parents' caravan, which we parked down the driveway. So it's really peaceful and lovely and quiet in here. And speaking of which, I'm bringing you a message of keeping his peace today. I've been thinking about this verse in John 14 regularly the last few weeks, when Jesus is sitting with his disciples at the Last Supper, and he leaves them with this promise: peace I give to you, my own peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. And I've been dwelling on this, and it's beautiful, and there's lots of great translations and different Bible translations that you might like to read on. John 14:27. Three things stand out to me and this beautiful promise. Jesus gives us his peace. He gives us his peace. It's not wishy-washy, try to make yourself feel calm kind of peace. It's the real deal. It's transcendent, it's abundant, it's perfect. It's where the weight of all things fall off us and we are free to live in complete and perfect peace. Number two, his peace is a gift for us. It's his gift. He's bequeathed it to us. So therefore, as our response, it's our choice and our free will to receive his gift and to receive his peace. Number three, we can allow ourselves to remain unsettled. There seems to be a choice here. In the Amplified translation, it says, Jesus says, stop allowing yourselves to be agitated. Stop allowing yourselves to be disturbed and unsettled and fearful. My dad sent me the Passion translation of, in John 14, Jesus says, do not surrender to your fear. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. We can have a choice to surrender to our fears and to surrender to our frustrations and our agitations. Or we can surrender those fears to Jesus and in exchange receive Christ's perfect peace. But how easy it is for us to lose this gift of his peace in our lives and in our bubbles. How easy it is for us to forget this gift of perfect peace. It requires regular reconnection with the Prince of Peace for us to maintain and keep his peace. We need to keep reconnecting and refocusing on him and shifting our minds to heaven, as Amy and Matt talked about last week. Toward the end of last week, man, I was not keeping my peace. I was starting to feel really frustrated and locked in, because we are getting agitated, frustrated, feeling kind of claustrophobic. If you're extroverted tendencies like me, you might also empathize with this feeling. Or if you're quite a busy kind of person and like to get out and about, you might also empathize with this feeling of trapped. So I had been dwelling on these feelings and these agitations for a good day, losing my temper a little bit with the kids. Of course not. And I felt God interrupt my thoughts and my thinking. And he reminded me of this verse I haven't read in years. In Psalm 118, David sings this song, and he says, when hard pressed, I cried out to the Lord, and he brought me into a spacious place. Or when hard pressed, when isolated, when feeling trapped, when agitated, when frustrated, anxious, depressed, lonely, I cried out to the Lord, and he brought me into a spacious place. And I felt God say to me, I am your spacious place. I am your spacious peace. To reconnect with the Prince of Peace, which we need to do regularly, I think, particularly in this season where fear can easily bombard us. To reconnect with him, We need to be intentional about what we're focusing on in our minds, what we're saying with our mouths, and what we're meditating on in our hearts. And I had spent that good day of Friday last week meditating not on peaceful things, but meditating on anxiousness. So to switch that around, I've been using this theme of Christ as my spacious place as something for me to meditate on. I love using my imagination to connect with Christ. So I literally, in my mind, take myself to a spacious place, a favourite place of mine. I imagine the vastness of it, all the vivid colours and details, and I use all my senses. And I sit there with Christ, and we practice my deep breathing together. And that has helped me to reground myself, to switch my perspective, and for me to remember to pick up his peace. You know what, we may not be able to control much beyond our bubble, or much beyond our world at this stage, but we can control the state of our inner world, the state of our heart, by surrendering it to Christ, and we can control the atmosphere which we set in our bubble, in our homes. So I'd like to encourage you today to be intentional about what you're meditating on, what you're thinking on, what you're ruminating on. Is it robbing you of peace and joy? Or, and if it is, maybe you need to surrender your fears, surrender your anxieties, surrender your agitations, and exchange those for Christ's perfect peace. Meditate on his goodness, meditate on his scripture, and put some beautiful music on and saturate your souls in his goodness. Have a great day, guys. Be blessed. See you later.